Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. So obviously right now, price action in this space is kind of slow, and this is because we are in the weekend. During the weekend, we do see price manipulation quite a bit because there isn't really anything tied back to crypto at this current point in time, like for an example, stocks that are really kind of determining the trajectory of the markets. We're basically just kind of tied to hype and speculation during these points of time. But one thing that I will say is that we should be focused not on the lower time frame or even the short-term trading here. We should be looking at what's actually going on even outside of crypto that will severely affect the prices of crypto, and in this case, Bitcoin, which also does lead the market. So if Bitcoin is going to go up significantly, well, the rest of the market will as well, especially if we are looking at Bitcoin dominance, for an example, and expecting it to sell off in a huge way, ultimately leading to the phase of the cycle that should not be named because everyone at this point does not even believe it's going to happen, but it will lead to alt season. Now, with that in mind, let's take a look at a few things. Number one, price action leading into the week. So just like I said in a previous video, we need to be focused on Monday because, again, when we think about what's going to be happening all of next week, we are in the unknown, right? We don't know if the tariff discussions are going to heat up yet again. If they do, expect a sell-off. If they don't, expect us to continue to push to the upside. But the unknown of not really understanding what's going to be happening on Monday, well, we're kind of going into the week blind, which is why I think that we need to prepare for either scenario where we do, start to pump even much more from where we are at now, or if we are going to sell off before we do pump much more. So just kind of be prepared for that. When we think about XRP though, XRP has been looking pretty good over the last 7 days. Nothing too crazy. I mean, we ran from almost $1.90 to like $2 and almost like 50 cents. We hit about like $2.46.5 or so. Very solid price action, nothing too crazy there. And we actually did make a positive gain on the 7-day span, which was pretty exciting to see. But we are still down about 14% on the 1 month. And on the 1 year, we're still kind of just trailing around this $2 and like 30-cent mid-range level. But we're still up over 200 and almost 70% on the 1 year, which is incredible to see. Now, when we think about XRP, a lot of people have now been focused on XRP and actually been talking about XRP in a big way. Number one, I saw a post come up on my timeline just recently, and it was actually from Dom, and I believe that Credible Crypto actually shared this, and this is at TraderView2, and we have the run isn't over until XRP flips Ethereum. I don't make the rules. Since the last update, they have inched 1.75% closer, 3.65% to go. Now, he is talking about the dominance. And what I find actually very interesting about this, right? Outside of dominance, XRP has already flipped Ethereum in terms of fully diluted value, aka how much market cap XRP does have when we multiply the total supply times what the current price of XRP is, which is $2.34. But XRP is now trading higher than Ethereum in terms of fully diluted value. Now, is this something that I am going to look at and say, guys, look, XRP is extremely bullish, it flipped Ethereum? No, not exactly, because again, when we think about XRP right now, we still haven't flipped Ethereum in market cap itself, but also Ethereum, the only reason why we are trading above Ethereum in terms of fully diluted value right now is because this is what Ethereum looks like on the 1 year. Ethereum looks absolutely terrible. Last month, it's down about almost 30%. Last year, it's down almost 50%. Rough times. But do I believe that XRP is going to flip Ethereum this cycle in terms of market cap? I've always said yes. All right. And I still believe that XRP does flip Ethereum this cycle in terms of market cap, not just fully diluted value. And it is because of where we're at right now, cyclical wise, but also what's happening around this market as well. Really kind of putting XRP and additional utility projects in the spotlight because of their efficiencies on the network. Now, outside of this, let's take a quick look at a chart similar to what Dom is posting here, and that is the XRP Ethereum chart. Guys, charting this going all the way into November when this started to break out, you could clearly see that this is a macro breakout going all the way back here to 2019, and technically it goes all the way back to 2018 as well. The thing that I'm really looking at here on the monthly against Ethereum is that we already broke over a macro resistance going all the way back to November of 2020. We are now trading at a high on this chart that we haven't seen since going all the way back to November of 2020. We're talking, almost 5 years ago. That is insane. Now, the huge thing to really think about when it comes to this chart is how much strength XRP actually has compared to majority of the rest of the market. What's funny also is when we look at XRP dominance, right? I've been focused on this now. I was, looking at the lower time frame there. I've been focused on this for a little bit of time because we are now in a bull flag formation here. We're at major resistance on the monthly, right? We can clearly see that resistance going all the way back here to November and December of 2020. When this thing breaks out, you got to remember, we're already at 5% market dominance right now. When this thing breaks out, the next big area of interest on this chart is around like 6%. And then after that, we really kind of look at like the next midline, which is like around 10% of the market dominance. And if crypto is going to go to $5 to $7 trillion, then XRP could be significantly higher than what it is today, and also overshoot majority of the price predictions that I have made, but also what I've been seeing around the space being made, which would shock a lot of people, including myself. But it is something that I could see happening because for so long, XRP has been, held down. It's been suppressed. You got to remember, if we think about, the last major bull run for XRP, it's when it topped out back in January of 2018. It's been 2,600 days plus since that all-time high. And if we're going all the way back to the beginning of the 2020 altcoin market, madness, it's been about 1,600 days. So XRP at this current point is brewing for a much larger move. Now, we do need Bitcoin to play its role because, again, right now, Bitcoin dominance is well over 60+%. So we are still definitely focused on what Bitcoin is doing during this time. But XRP looks absolutely beautiful here. And big shout out to Credible Crypto because he's also quoting an individual by the name of Dr. Cat X. I understand that the name is interesting, but listen out. This is listen to what Dr. Cat is saying, but also what Credible Crypto is saying. So we actually have here, like I said before, XRP is going to continue to outperform against other majors in the coming months. People getting complacent with it because it has been consolidating for some time after an 8x run off the lows. This consolidation is literally just a loading bar for the next massive move up, and I completely agree. When we think about these charts, I mean, it feels as if it's ready to have that big breakout. When we look at the XRP Ethereum chart, it's absolutely beautiful here because we're already having that big breakout. We're just at this major dead stop area where the next big move is going to be, it's going to be significantly higher on this chart going all the way back here to 2019, which is wild. Now, here we have from Dr. Cat X, XRP remains the strongest cryptocurrency chart, and while Bitcoin lost the weekly Kaijun Sen and most alts entered bear markets, XRP remains fully bullish on the weekly on the USD pair as well. I think that regardless of what happens with the entire market from now on, XRP Bitcoin has at least one more move up, aka one more leg up, and the minimum target is the quarterly Kaijun Sen, which is currently at 5670 Satoshi, a level that I have mentioned previously. A short term, I said that I expect before that a test of 2264. I may be wrong or right on the time will tell. But the bigger picture is always a priority, which is the fact that we have a much larger target in front of us here. XRP on the Bitcoin pair, we actually have it over here, is squeezing in this nice wedge. Looks absolutely beautiful. I mean, listen, when we think about the strength of some of these altcoins, XRP is very, very strong. Now, the level in which he's actually talking about on this chart, the 5670 Satoshi level, from our current area on this chart to that point is roughly, let me try to get it. I'm going to have to just add it here. 1 second. So if we look at this, all right, that's about a 100% move to the upside. Actually, it's a little bit more. I was wrong on his coordinates, so it's actually 5,670. So when we think about that, that's over 100% of a move to the upside. That's the midline. That would also take the dominance of XRP to about 10%. Guys, the upside potential here for Bitcoin cannot be ignored. And when we think about Bitcoin, we still focus on Bitcoin because just recently, Tim Draper he went onto a podcast and he had a conversation about Bitcoin. We have Justin, billionaire Tim Draper isn't selling, says Bitcoin headed to $250,000 this year. All fiat currencies will fall against Bitcoin. Now, when we think about Bitcoin, I don't really care if it goes to $250,000. But the higher that Bitcoin does go, the higher that the altcoin market will go as well. That also does include XRP. But listen closely to what Tim Draper is saying here.
It's going to happen. Sure. Yeah. I mean, people want a prediction. Sure. 250,000 by the end of this year. But
end of 2025.
Yeah. But what's really going on is we should really be not comparing it to the dollar anymore, because the dollar is, all fiat currencies are going to fall against Bitcoin. They continue to fall against Bitcoin. People look at Bitcoin versus the dollar, they're looking at the Bitcoin price in dollars. If you look at it slightly differently, you flip it around, Bitcoin's to the dollar, you see the dollar just falling off the map. But people aren't looking at it that way. I think you should be comparing Bitcoin to, how much, a dozen eggs or whatever it is. I think that's a better way to imagine it, because it's almost not fair to compare Bitcoin to the dollar, because if you believe, as I do, that the dollar is an antiquated currency that is not long for this world, in the next 5, 10, 50 years, that's not even a fair comparison.
Now, I do completely agree with Tim here because, when we think about what's happening around this market, guys, US debt is now at unsustainable levels. It's been at unsustainable levels for a very long time. And this is actually from Ray Dalio. I did include it in a video recently. He's saying that it could lead to shocking developments. Basically, what he's saying here is, when we think about what's going on with crypto, we have a digital technology revolution happening before our eyes that will change finance forever. We already see it with tokenization. We already see it with stablecoins as well. Yeah, we should not be comparing the dollar to anything in this space, technically. And when we think about, Bitcoin rallying against the debt and rallying against the dollar, we still look at one chart, which is the Bitcoin dominance chart, because if Bitcoin is going to run up to, say for so just 150K, right? We'll say 150K, be very conservative. That means that XRP is going to go significantly higher. I mean, I do believe that the Bitcoin dominance chart, since the last major impulsive move down here, right? This was the last major impulsive move. We have just been chopping at this trend line for a while. Now, we've been in an uptrend, okay? And we typically do this, right? We typically go into a nice uptrend. Here's a nice impulsive move, followed by an uptrend, and we chopped against that upper trend line for a little bit of time until we finally sold off. This whole sell-off here is alt season, okay? When we think about Bitcoin right now, yeah, we're chopping. We've been chopping to the upside for so long. We know that what goes up must come down. When this sells off, and if Bitcoin is running another, say for so, 80K from here, what does that mean for XRP? Well, it means XRP is going to be trading significantly higher. I'm talking double digits. I'm talking $10 to $20. And the reason why I say 10 to 20 is because I think that that is a fair assessment if we're thinking about Bitcoin jumping another, say for so, $60,000, $80,000 in price. If Bitcoin dominance is going to sell off with how strong XRP it is right now at this current point in time against Bitcoin. This is why almost everyone is talking about XRP right now. This is why a lot of people are now focused on XRP, because a lot of the chart, individuals around the space, a lot of the TAs, they're realizing how significant the chart looks for XRP. I mean, it's extremely bullish. You almost have to be blind not to be, bullish on XRP at this current point in time. But the environment around finance is really kind of, in my opinion, putting crypto on center stage. And it's confirming to us that we are going to rally much higher. Just like Tim Draper is saying, when we think about fiat currencies, I mean, fiat currencies are dying. And they have been dying for decades now. You look at the spending power of the dollar, you look at the spending power of all of the additional, fiat currencies in the world, and you compare it in the last 10 years to that of like Bitcoin, for example, and you can clearly see the issue here when it comes to fiat. So I am expecting this market to wake up in a big way. But you got to focus on the big leaders here, the ones that are extremely strong. XRP is extremely strong. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.